As the latest sign of strained tensions between the two Koreas, the North is dismantling a facility at its Mount Kumgang resort. The venue was used for hosting meetings between families separated after the Korean War. The Unification Ministry, which handles affairs between the nations, condemned the action and urged Pyongyang to halt the demolition immediately. The ministry also has said to consider legal measures over the action. The 12-story building, built in 2008, is located just beyond the demilitarized zone separating the two countries. The last tearful meeting between separated families was held at the venue in August 2018 before North Korea threatened to dismantle the resort the following year. More than 130,000 South Koreans had already registered to reunite with their separated families in the north as of December last year. Similar to this, North Korea has been escalating its rhetoric against its southern neighbor in recent years, designating South Korea as a hostile state. Joining us for further discussion on this topic is Dr. Satoru Nagao, Fellow at Hudson Institute in Tokyo, Japan, and Andrew K.P. Lung, International Affairs Expert, joining us from Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us, both of you. Dr. Nagao, what does the dismantling of this building say about North and South Korean relations?
This is the latest example of the destruction of the South Korea's facility located between South Korea and North Korea. Indeed, since 2019, North Korea has already dismantled hotel, golf course, or restaurant, pension town, the port facility, or spa, all of these ones. So now this building is start to dismantle, but indeed this is a long-term process to separate from the North Korea, between the North Korea and South Korea. The North Korea wish to separate with the South Korea, because idea of the Kim Jong-un, what is the problem? If the South Korea show they are developed country, good facilities they can build, in this case, people in the North Korea start to believe their leader is stupid and South Korea's leader is better. So that is a threat for the legitimacy of the North Korean government, Kim Jong-un believes. That's why separate from the South Korea is a policy. They are completely different, not same ethnic. South Korea is South Korea, North Korea is North Korea, completely separated, completely different. That is very important. He wants to emphasize to the North Korean people. That's why they want to dismantle all of the facility North Korean people can see. Also, all of the facility, latest facility, but South Korea's facility, that is a threat for them, they believe. Thank you.
Andrew K.P. Lung, what are your thoughts on this? This building obviously was for families reuniting with old relatives over the border. How does this decision fit into Kim Jong-un's broader policy towards South Korea?
Well, say that a couple of years or maybe 5 or 6 years ago, the idea of somehow a future reunified Korea resonated both inside South Korea and North Korea. So there was a pretense that somehow these facilities of family reunion should be kept, and the two sides should talk to each other. But after the so-called six-party talks led by the United States and other countries, including China for that matter, on dismantling North Korea's nuclear facilities, which has come to nothing, in spite of the Trump first term's rhetoric or theatrics of coming across to South Korea to shake hands with Kim. But at the end of the day, nothing much came to it. Because the United States always insisted that North Korea would give up its nuclear facility, which North Korea regards as its insurance, its security insurance policy, give up everything first before the United States would ease the sanctions. And of course, that would North Korea would not buy this. And now, after all these years, Kim is totally disappointed and disillusioned, and that's why he's developing his nuclear missiles, silent submarines, and even intercontinental ballistic missiles, which are capable of delivering nuclear warheads as an insurance policy. And then he's given up on the so-called six-party talk. And likewise, in South Korea, the current president, who is now in deep water, subject to impeachment and also arrest for misfeasance. During his term, he also is siding with the United States and trying to sever all ties with South Korea. Now his challenger is recalibrated the relationship. But even though his challenger wants to have a warmer relationship with North Korea, Kim would have nothing of that kind because he is now totally disillusioned, and he is convinced that his regime's survival depends on the solid nuclear insurance policy. And he's taking a leaf from the former Chairman Mao's book. Because if you remember, when China was stood up as a nation under Chairman Mao, China was extremely weak and was threatened with nuclear attacks from its former partner and later broken up, the USSR. And so Chairman Mao was faced with a decision of either devoting resources to developing the bomb, or improving the economy and the livelihood of his people. And he decided, first of all, national security is the most important issue. So he decided on the bomb. And Kim is taking a leaf from the former Chairman Mao's book. And hence that's what's happening. Is dismantling every kind of assembly of a possible reunification.
Yeah, Dr. Nagao, does this move indicate that North Korea is completely abandoning the possibility of future reconciliation with South Korea? What kind of moves can we see the future bringing in regard to this?
North Korea's way of thinking rely on the military power because their society is dominated by military. So military way of thinking, strength is very important. Power is important. But when we compare the conventional military power, South Korea is stronger than North Korea. So North Korea do not feel the possibility to win the war against South Korea. And so they cannot unite. They cannot unite South Korea as a part of North Korea. So that's why currently their strategy is how to survive the threat from South Korea. So so in this case, firstly, of course, they try to protect militarily, which is a nuclear weapon or ally with China or Russia. But another one is ideology. So South Korea developed very well. That image will affect the people in North Korea, and regime change will happen. That is their threat. So that's why they want to say, we are independent. South Korea is different, completely different. That kind of mood is better than the same as South Korea can do means that North Korea can do, but because leaders were wrong, so that's why the North Korea situation is like that. But that kind of mood is not good for the North Korea government.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you, Dr. Nagao and Andrew KP Lung, for joining us. Unfortunately, we have run out of time.